Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
I'd like to know more about your friend, the one you lost to the Bloodburn.
I'm not sure what there is to say. She was my friend, and the Bloodburn took her. Hence, I joined you. That is all there is to say.
You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes. I'll be brief. While you were asleep, an elven messenger came by. Varden Merilith, one of the Moorhere scryers from Leafshade, sent him.
Merilith? What did he want?
Only that he needed your help. They, that is, he and a couple of his followers, seem to be somewhere deep in the Leafshade jungle, near the Halayish ruins.
The old Hibernian city? But what do they want there? That's dangerous.
I don't know, Tahar. We will need to find out.
Do we really have time for this?
That is something you will need to decide. But if we don't help, it might cause unrest within the Moorhere, who are fighting for us.
All right. We might look into this.
We should. Is there anything else you wish to discuss, Tahar?
Now would you look at that? Tell me, Angar. Do you regret helping the Purity? Now that you've seen their true face?
That's a hard question to answer. And you know it. On the one hand, yes, I underestimated them. On the other hand, back then, it was the only logical thing to do.
Logical?
Yes. After all your father did in the Mage War, the people were angry, desperate, broken. The Purity channeled and still channels these emotions. It may sound cynical to say that now, but if it hadn't been for the Purity of Light, something far worse might have happened.
Worse than a mage genocide? You let the Purity murder hundreds of mages.
Most of them were war criminals anyway. They would have been sentenced to death no matter what. But that is not to say that my decision to give the Purity of Light that much power came easy. I'm not free of self-doubt and empathy, Tahar, even though it may seem that way to you.
However, I will not lie. Mages are a problem, and something needs to be done about them. If we don't, it is only a matter of time until a second Isamo Taha will appear and once again plunge the world into chaos.
But so much good can be done with magic. We aren't all evil.
I know you aren't. I fought alongside battle mages for all my life. But as your father proved, the damage only one deluded mage can do equals an entire division of Northander soldiers. But to return to your question, all I did was take every factor into consideration and decide accordingly. You did the same, more than once. I've heard of the trail of destruction you've left behind on your journey. Many people died under your command.
We tried to help wherever we could.
I believe you. But have no doubt that there are many who don't. What I'm trying to say is, there might have been a better way to handle things, but I did not see it. I did what I could, and even though it turned out to be a mistake, I have no regrets.
I wanted to talk about Leonon.
I had a feeling you would. Look, back at Greykeep, the situation seemed crystal clear. You killed 3 of your brethren, and General Noria openly spoke out against you. Similar to my policy regarding the purity of light, I can now see that I was wrong. But again, all I did was to take all factors into consideration and decide accordingly. It was all I could do.
You also could have used common sense. I risked my life to help Nortander back when I turned to my father. Why would I now suddenly start massacring Wolfguard soldiers?
You're right. I should have taken that into consideration. Either way, you've been pardoned. And more than that, now we're fighting side by side against the real scourge of the Empire. I don't hold any grudges against you. And I can only hope you feel the same.
The past is the past.
It is indeed.
Did you ever think about what would happen if the Queen never wakes up from her coma?
She will wake up. The healers claim that she's already getting better.
They've claimed that ever since the dragon incapacitated her.
The Queen has Hibernian blood in her veins. And as long as her heart is still beating, I will not waste any time thinking about something that might never happen. Though, of course, that is not to say that others at the court haven't done it. Most people believe that Queen Aelith doesn't have an heir. But that's wrong. She does.
Really? Who?
A cousin. I suppose you know about the Queen's problematic ancestry. The ability to give life has always been impaired in her bloodline, which is why she does not have any brothers or sisters. However, it was rumored that her uncle, Anno Aelith, left an heir before he died. A bastard son.
It's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yes, because the Crown took measures to quiet these rumors. Suffice it to say that Queen Aelith's supposed cousin is far from an ideal candidate for the throne. But I will not go into detail on this topic. It is irrelevant. And it will stay irrelevant. Because the Queen will survive. I can feel it.
You said that you have an idea on how we can get more allies to fight the Purity.
Yes, I do. It's someone you're already familiar with. At least, according to your friend Iria. The Iron Falcons.
You want to convince them to join our troops?
Not all of them, obviously. The Field Dog are an even greater threat than the Purity, even if most people nowadays have almost forgotten about them. What I suggest is that we strike a bargain with them. They give us a small division of their elite keepers, and we provide them with twice the amount of footmen and maybe engineers to make up for it.
Engineers and infantry for a handful of knights. Is that really worth it?
It is. The Falcons aren't only excellent fighters. Their presence will also inspire our soldiers. They're living legends.
That's not what it seemed like when I was there. High Keeper Aranor almost lost the tomb just because she was too stubborn to cooperate with the Deathmen.
Well, given that the latter now fight for the Harbinger, her mistrust wasn't that unjustified, don't you think? But still, you make a fair point. Keeper Aranor is complicated. But if what the elf told me is true, she learned her lesson.
All right, it's worth a try. When do we set out?
Whenever you want. Thanks to these Godstones, it won't take us long to get there. So I'm not expecting this mission to cost us more than a day, 2 at most. We should probably take some troops with us, just in case the canyon is still unsafe.
Fair enough. I'll let you know when we go.
Good.
Let's see. I'll be leaving now.
All right.
Let's see. Yes? What is it?
So, Undergast, when you told me about your split with Lena, I got the feeling that you were more than just colleagues.
You are asking if we were in love. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Then let me start by telling you that the term love is undefined and that theories about it conflict one another. I have read a lot of books on it, and I've studied the poems, and I've come to the conclusion that it is ultimately a primitive, carnal urge that people have come to romanticize for the emotions that come with it. I, myself, never felt it, and maybe that was because I saw the underlying mechanisms. I always found it strange how people overreact so strongly to such a simple emotion, and maybe that very fact stopped me from being able to feel these emotions at all.
Well, what are the underlying mechanisms?
The desire to reproduce with a fitting mate. In fact, the orcs have a very dry, rational view on this process, but for some reason humans, dwarves, and elves do not.
Love is more than just that.
Well, most people would agree with you, and I'm certain that in your subjective experience it is.
So, what you're saying is that you were never able to feel love, but then Lena came along and you did.
No, it was not that simple. What stood out in our relationship was that we connected. I've never felt that before. You see, Tahar, to me, the bonds people have always felt peculiar, and I am not like Yana. Her mind simply does not have the ability to feel these bonds anymore. She had them once, but then she lost them, as she became a dreamweaver. My brain is capable of feeling these things, but I am unable to connect with the outside world. I only have my own mind as a frame of reference. For example, when a person tells you yes, whereas he or she means no, you might be able to feel this discrepancy because you are able to empathize with her. I can't. To me, this person's distress would make no sense whatsoever. But then there was Lena. For some bizarre reason, she understood me and I understood her. Or at least, I thought that I did. It was as if this barrier, this shell that separates my mind from others, was pervious to her emotions. I know how strange it sounds, and I also have no explanation for why this was, yet it changed me. All at once, I felt connected. Do you know this feeling, Tahar? You have traveled with these people for quite some time now. Is there anyone you were, well, fond of?
Well, yes, there is.
I see. Then you probably know how distracting such a feeling can be. To be honest, when I first became aware of that bond between Lena and me, I was horrified. I could not focus anymore. When I sat down to write my studies, I realized after hours that none of what I had written made sense at all.
Your inability to relate to others, is it innate?
Yes. If it were not, I might have considered my sudden connection to Lena as a symbol of overcoming. But it was not. Even though I felt connected to Lena, I was still unable to feel the same way towards others. This is what deeply confused me.
What did Lena make of all that?
Nothing. Unlike me, she did not try to analyze, to understand its origin. At the same time, she did not discourage me from pondering. I believe this is what made our relationship unique. Complete acceptance. She did not try to tell me how I should behave or feel, and neither did I. Even when she decided to leave the guild and I decided to stay behind, we both accepted each other's decisions.
Am I right to assume that your relationship ended with your disagreement over the Creators Guild abandoning its neutrality?
No, you misunderstand. We never had a relationship. Although the feelings were mutual and we, well, acted on them, we never felt the need to bind ourselves to some close-minded societal construct. But yes, you are correct. It was the disagreement that broke our bond. Quietly, she left and never returned again.
Do you feel, I don't know, betrayed?
Betrayed? No. By betrayal, people usually mean when someone behaves contrary to what they agreed on, or more often than not, as they would like that person to behave. I always found the word to be very misleading. Desires, wishes, and urges are natural things, and I always found the usage of such heavily judgmental words to be very childish. Lena did what she thought was right, and so did I. I have not and will never blame her for that.
What, so you didn't even argue? I have a hard time imagining that.
As I said, acceptance of one another's nature and decisions was a pivotal element in our interactions, though I did notice that my unwillingness to follow her on her mission caused her more emotional distress than she usually would have felt. You see, if there ever was disharmony between us, It was when she tried to encourage me to embrace the world, as she put it. She told me that both I as a person and my studies would benefit from more first-hand experience.
Such as?
Well, anything. Traveling, studying the Tsarlanthep ruins first-handed, even visiting the city of Everlight every once in a while. She seemed to think that it could help me get a better understanding of the world. But again, she never tried to force me. I could tell that my unwillingness upset her, but, like always, she showed acceptance.
How do you feel about this?
That is a good question. I still think about her, almost every day. But the more time passes, the more this entire episode starts to feel like a vague, distant dream, the way an elder must feel about youth. I do not know how I would feel if I ever saw her again.
I can imagine. Well, thank you for trusting me with this, Undergast.
You have nothing to thank me for. If this conversation helped you get a better picture of me, I'm glad we had it. But there is one more thing I would like to ask you, Tahar.
Tell me.
Do you have regrets? Do you ever feel as if you could and should have acted differently than you did act?
Everybody has regrets.
That seems like a deliberately vague answer. It could indicate that you do have regrets, but it could also indicate that you do not have them. But I understand. If you do not want to share this with me, you do not have to. You see, I've never told you this, but I find your resilience to be remarkable.
How so?
Well, it is no secret that you have endured a lot of pain, especially your early childhood must have made a mark on your psyche. But still, you did not give up.
Well, I'm doing what I can.
I can see that. Either way, I think we have spent enough time talking. We should get back to the tasks at hand.
We should. So long, Undergast.
Tahar, what is it?
You knew about my mother, didn't you? That's what you hinted at back at the forge, before we set out to the Eye.
Well, the answer is yes and no. I had suspicions, let us call it that, but they weren't enough to go on, and I had no idea your mother was connected to the Bloodburn.
Why didn't you tell me?
That I believe you might be the result of your father's experiments? That you're the offspring of some long-dead, forgotten race? Tell me, Tahar, what for? I mean, at best, you wouldn't have believed me. And at worst, it would have cost you your sanity. So no, I don't think I should have told you. I didn't know if these suspicions had any substance at all. And I would have been at great risk, especially back then when you were still part of the rebellion.
Where did these suspicions come from? Did my father tell you?
No. And he never found out that I knew. Your father... I don't need to tell you how meticulous he was, do I? That's why he always kept notes of his experiments and studies. I found one, a notebook. The story's actually quite simple. Your father had gone out to meet with Aelot Iskander, and had tasked me with cleaning up his laboratory.
Really? He never let me into his laboratory.
I know. And he wasn't exactly trustworthy towards me, neither. But you know Asamo. His mood was never what you'd call stable. One day, he'd think the entire rebellion had schemed against him. The next day, he told us that we'd change the world. It was part of his charisma, I guess. Sometimes I think the reason why the Mage Rebellion became so big was less of Asamo's magical powers, rather than his ability to create emotions in his followers. But we digress. So I had found this small booklet on his table. It didn't look important in any way, yet I was immediately curious. I opened it and started reading.
What was in there?
His experiments in the Eye. The ancient woman, as he called her. Your creation, these waxwork figures which he tried to infuse with life. It was disturbing, and at the same time, fascinating, as you can imagine.
That book, did it say anything about how this ritual worked? Andrew said something about how the shape was conceived differently.
I don't think it can be compared to how two humans reproduce, if that's what you're thinking. But as for the details, I don't know. As I said, I barely had 1 hour, and I only got to the chapter about you in the very end.
Do you still have that book?
No, of course not. I couldn't even read through all of it, else your father would have noticed that I had done nothing of what he had tasked me with, and I have no idea where it is now.
I figured. So, why did he, well, create me? My mother said it was to gain access to the Archfire.
Yes, I think that was the main reason. Though I couldn't help but notice a certain, I don't know, warmth in his words when he described his plans.
Warmth. I guess I should feel honored.
Yes. Sounds cynical, doesn't it? Still, I don't think you were just a tool to him. You weren't. Tell me, Tahar. Knowing all that, how does it make you feel?
Marvelous.
Yes, I guess that was a stupid question. Either way, I think we both need some time to think. As I said, Tahar, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier, but I simply didn't know what to do.
So you made it after all. Not bad.
You didn't think I would?
No. That sleep you were in, I didn't feel that there was any life left in you. But then again, you always were damn hard to kill to begin with. That new energy inside you, though, that's a different story.
So you can feel it?
Oh, that's like standing in front of a bonfire and being asked if you can feel the heat. Yes, Tahar, I can. Anyway, in case you're here to ask, we're staying.
So, you'll help me fight the Purity?
You make it sound as though this thing is somehow your responsibility. It isn't. That fanatic, with his idiotic stories of the All-Father's return, is out for all of us. Especially the orcs, or the other members of the Dark Races. So yeah, the Fire Wielders will stay.
That's good news. Thanks, Gore.
Don't mention it. Anything else? Huh?
Regarding this rain you told me about, I
want to talk about it. I'm not supposed to, but I don't know. I trust you, Tahar, and I've kept silent about this for far too long. Zarek's fangs, this is so silly. I feel like a damn child.
I'm not forcing you.
Right. Where do I start? Before becoming a shaman, every disciple has to go through a trial. The Iron Trial, as it's called. I told you that I did most of my training in solitude, didn't I? That wasn't true. 5 years after I entered disciplehood, another orc was accepted by my elder. A female named Rain. She was 2 years younger than me.
I thought only male orcs can be gifted.
No. It's just that for female orcs, it's even rarer to have magic. Which is why there are close to no female shamans.
How did you get along?
Well, at first, I was a complete dick to her. I was jealous and feared for my position. However, she never took offense by it. She fired back at me when I got childish, but at the same time never lowered herself to my level. As the years went by, we became friends. And no, there was no courting or mating involved, if that's what you're thinking. She was more like a sister to me, and one who, unlike my true kin, understood me. Those years in the Orcish steppes, they were special. We spent days, weeks out in the wild, doing whatever our elder tasked us with. And though it was hard, there was beauty in that. We just had this connection between us, this trust.
Sounds like friendship to me.
Yeah, friendship. I never had a connection like that again, and I rarely talk about it. The one time I did, the orc I told it to laughed right in my face. He thought it was ludicrous, a male spending time with a female who wasn't his mate. He stopped laughing when I broke his nose.
But something happened, am I right?
Yeah, the trial did. The sacred test every disciple has to take before he or she can become a shaman. Our elder sent us both at the same time, which was unusual. But of course I was relieved. There was plenty of talk about the Iron Trial, and I was scared.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
So what happened?
Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
For what it's worth, I'll keep silent about it, I promise.
I know you will, Tahar. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Barga Gore. They also didn't tell us how to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth. The rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old, forgotten beast. And the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaper glyphs, maybe?
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty. And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone. No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
How is that even possible? Maybe it was an illusion.
That was our first thought too, but it wasn't. That new wall was as solid as every other rock in that hall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there. As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last. Have you ever had thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
Yes.
Then you know what it feels like. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out. Our skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as if I was burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a shared dream, almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died, then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood, and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall. That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us, what we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight. Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
Truth be told, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have surprised me either. But for some reason, I don't know. He had known Tahar, our elder, our master. He had known that it would come to this, yet he still decided to send the two of us out at once.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that. And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me. She said no.
I don't understand.
She wanted me to kill her. She told me that she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway, but that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward, and maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke, and the cave we had found maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet, you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way, no matter the price. It happened when I was asleep. She took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise. Just like that. The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in months. I like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, then broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
That's cruel.
Maybe. But without cruelty, there isn't life. Don't you too send brothers and sisters into battle, Tahar? Children, fathers. You do it because ultimately, you believe the outcome will lead to a world more desirable. It was the same with Rain and me. We wanted to be shamans, Zarek's chosen, and we both paid the price.
Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Of course I do. But ultimately, it was her choice, and all I can do to honor her now is to respect it.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more? It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death. But she didn't. Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice. One that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this. But, I don't regret it.
Well, thanks for trusting me with this, Gore.
Let me have some time for myself right now, all right? I need to think. Huh?
You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes I do. I'll make it short. The Ash Reavers have invaded the foot of Barga Gore. If we defeat them and their leader, like we defeated Krell, their soldiers will join us.
The Ash Reavers? I'm guessing that's another orc tribe.
Yes, you already met them, back at Farland's Hope. They are a very violent tribe. A lot like what Krell wanted the Fire Wielders to become. And they are nomads. They never stay in one place for more than a couple of moons, which is why their city is basically a movable fortress.
So, we head back to Barga Gore and defeat them. Sounds simple enough.
Well, yeah. Except for one thing. Kagan, the Ash Reavers chieftain. I think this invasion is about more than gaining new territory. It's personal. He despises me. And that's putting it lightly.
Why? Because you killed Krell?
No. It's more complicated than that. Do you remember the story about my trial? About Rain?
Yeah, I do. You took the Shapeshifter's trial together, and she sacrificed herself so that you could live.
Yeah, she did. To get to the point, Kagan is Rain's true brother. To this day, he thinks that I killed her.
Did you ever try to tell him the true story?
We only met once. And yes, I did try to talk to him. It ended in a fight which I won. That disgrace only added to his hatred. And truth be told, that was my last attempt to convince him. I knew it was fruitless. Our tribes lived weeks of journey from each other. And, well, the memory of Rain's sacrifice is painful enough for me as it is. I just wanted it buried. Somewhere in the dark corners of my mind where I'd never have to face it again. Which, as you can guess, didn't work. I still have nightmares.
I see. And that's why he invaded Barga Gore.
It must be. Bloodthirsty as the Ash Reavers are, there is no reason for them to start a war with the Fire Wielders, especially now that we unify them. He must have heard that I'm behind this, and that rekindled his hatred for me. In other words, we need to stop him, and as fast as possible. According to one of my sources, the Purity is also planning to start an attack on Barga Gore. The Fire Wielders should be able to hold them at bay, but not if they have to wage war against the Ash Reavers at the same time.
Why is the Purity attacking Barga Gore?
Isn't it obvious? To eradicate us. Just like the Dark Elves, we Orcs are a creation of the renegade gods, so we aren't even given the chance to repent. The Kane's war doesn't stop in Northander, Tahar. He plans to take on the entire world.
But that's crazy. He must know he can't win this.
Does he? He's a fanatic. He thinks Aeonir is acting through him. I promise you this, Tahar. Even the moment your blade is at his throat, he'll think he can still win. He has completely lost his grip on reality.
So what's the plan? Return to Barga Gore, drive back the Ash Reavers, and kill Kagan?
If all else fails, yes. We will kill him. For the sake of my people, and for our cause. But he's Rain's last living kin. So I want to first try reasoning with him instead. There must be a way to convince him that I'm not a liar, that I didn't kill his sister.
All right. I'll tell you when we head out.
Yes, Chieftain Czar already left before you woke up to get an idea of the situation. I know time is sparse, but we should leave as soon as possible. And thank you, Tahar. I appreciate it.
Yes? Looking for some orcish craftsmanship?
Interesting. Yes?
Oh, great. Another one. How often do you want me to tell you? I'm not a spy, and I'm not with Purity.
Wait! You're their leader, aren't you? Corporal Tahar.
Yes?
Well, then maybe you can tell these fools to let me go. Blazes, I knew it was stupid to take that job.
So, who are you? And what were you doing in Farland's Hope?
As I told this bloody brute who captured me, I'm just a courier, and someone paid me to deliver a message to a Corporal Tahar. I had no idea it was the Corporal Tahar, and had I known, I would have told that guy who gave me the job to sod off.
Who was it?
Well, he was wearing a hood, so he obviously didn't want to be recognized, but he had a brown beard, was about your height, and had, I don't know how to put it, a certain sadness in his eyes.
But he didn't look dangerous and paid good coin, so I took it.
Can I see this message?
Oh, finally, someone who asks. Yes, it's in my coat pocket, and no, there's no poison in there to kill you.
Let me see. A meeting in Everlight. From a friend.
A friend, you see? Can I go now?
Yes. Go.
Thank you, Corporal. Thank you. Now, don't get me wrong, but I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Do you think your guards will let me through?
They will. Stay safe.
I'll try.
For Northander!
Here we are again. At least, with the Bloodburn gone, the undead should be less of a problem now.
What do you mean?
The Bloodburn didn't just kill the living, it also woke the dead.
Interesting. Well, let's head to the fortress. I'll do the talking once we get there.
I'll be swift.
An abomination. Kill it. For the Queen!
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Now would you look at that?
What's that?
Huh. Interesting.
What do you want? Right.
Let's see.
Prepare
Abominations.
yourselves.
Stay away from their claws.
I am ready.
That way? Sounds like a plan. Is it just me, or is it a little too quiet here?
You're right. Stay sharp.
You read my mind.
Place, wrong time, friend.
No! For Aeonir!
Yes? Tiara's breath. Bane?
Yes. Looks like Lacane has an interest in this place. Yes. Looks like Lacane has an interest in this place.
That doesn't make sense. Aenir's blade is a bloody wasteland. And doesn't he need the Field Ark protected as much as we do?
Maybe he's even more deranged than we thought. In any case, we should hurry. If the Falcons are under attack, things are worse than we feared.
I'll do what's required.
I'm telling you, you're going to regret this. We're...
Did I ask you?
By the... Hey, help me!
Ah, shit.
Tiara's breath. Thank you. I was sure they were going to kill me.
Well, you're safe now. What happened here? And who are you?
Ralph. Ralph Adony. I'm a mentalist from the Creators Guild in Neverlight. The Deathman and the Bane. They've invaded the canyon, and they are besieging the Falcon Fortress as we speak.
Blazes. That's not good.
And what about you? What are you doing here?
Long story. I think Scala Lena is better fit to tell you. We have a camp in the southeast of the canyon. I'll go there right now. You're free to join me if you want.
Hang on there. What about the Falcons? Where are they?
Oh, yes. Most of them have withdrawn into the fortress, including Highkeeper Aranor. But there are some survivors in their old encampment south. I don't know if you've heard it, but there was quite the drama here only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I know the story. One more question. Who are we up against? Deathman and Bane?
Mostly, yes. Lucky for us, the Purity hasn't sent any Lightbringers yet. And of course, they're still undead. But not as many as before, when the Bloodburn was still a thing.
All right. Stay safe, Ralph.
Huh. I'll do my best.
If the fortress is under siege, that camp is probably a good place to make contact with the Falcons.
Agreed. Once we have a better idea of the situation, we'll send word to our forces.
Sure.
As you want.
You got it.
Of course.
Blazes. They devastated this place.
As I said, Aranor's distrust...
Hold it right there. One step further and I'll slit your throat.
Put the knife away, boy. We're not your enemies.
Excuse me, who are you to... Wait, Lord Marshal Arendir? But they told us you fell in the Battle of Greykeep.
Who? The Bane? The Deathman? Don't believe everything you hear, boy. Now put down that weapon. We're here to help.
Of course. My apologies, Lord Marshal. I meant no offense.
Who is... Wait, you're the one who helped to free the fortress, aren't you? And Lord Marshal Arendir, you're... Tiara's breath. I'm Watcher Joanne. Forgive Recruit Averett's behavior.
No harm done. Now, tell us what happened. Where's the High Keeper?
In the fortress. That whole mess, it happened a week ago. We were still recovering from the undead attack a moon ago, and we thought the Deathmen were gone for good. They completely took us by surprise, like bloody amateurs. We just barely managed to drive them out of the fortress.
We? But you're here, aren't you?
Yes, well, that's a different story. The 6 of us, we were tasked with guarding the catapult. When those screaming Bane fanatics attacked by the dozens, we got, I don't know, scared. We ran.
No reason to be ashamed. You're no good to anyone dead.
That's Sellsword's thinking. A keeper of the Iron Falcon shouldn't run away like that. Yet we all did. We're a disgrace.
Well, self-pity doesn't help either. We need to act. You said the Bane and the Deathmen are besieging the fortress. How big of an army are we talking about?
A large one. They are only a fraction of their respective forces, but together, they will break through the gates eventually.
Well, then I think it's time to call in our troops. They've destroyed our old outpost, but it should be easily rebuilt. What then?
Well, obviously the most important thing is to prevent the Deathmen from breaking through the fortress. But a head-on ambush would be suicide.
Then what do you suggest?
I suggest a two-way route. We support Highkeeper Aranor in the fortress and simultaneously weaken the enemy. Also, Averett may not look like it, but he's actually a skilled Arya Smith. If you get us the material, we can equip your warriors with it.
What about Gifford?
Yes, true. He might also be able to help. If they didn't kill him yet, that is.
The leaders of the Deathmen and the Bane, are they here?
That crazy scarred woman and Commander Catrus, you mean? They were, yes, but they left 3 days ago.
For the attack on Mullendeer, of course. What does Arya have to do with weapons?
You don't know?
Arya water is not just used for alchemy. The Falcons have used it to imbue their weapons for centuries.
Who's Gifford?
Our engineer. He was at the catapult too when we were attacked. But he didn't make it. We left him like bloody cowards. If he's still alive, we can free him and he might be able to repair the catapult.
I understand. But how can we support the Keepers on the inside?
Well, they've been trapped in the fortress for over a week, and our provisions were already low back then. If we manage to smuggle resources inside, then it may help them to regain their strength. There's a small hole in one of the northwestern walls, just next to the catapult. If we secure that sector, we can drop resources into their courtyard.
Solid plan. Then let's get to work.
Yes. And with your permission, we will join you. We've been hiding for too long. It's time to make these bastards pay.
Where to?
Yes?
I'll take a look.
Tiara's breath. What are you people doing here? You... Wait. Lord Marshal Arandir? I thought you were...
Dead? No, I'm not. We're here for the Falcons. We need your help.
Oh, I see. Well, as you know, the situation is dire.
We know. What are you doing out here in the desert?
We were out on a mission when the attack happened. We tried to get back and help our brothers and sisters, but as you can imagine, we are too few to take these purity bastards head on. So we stuck to the mission instead, though we weren't successful yet.
What mission?
The Deathmen. They sent a group of necromancers before they launched their attack. I think they're trying to control the undead, but they're strong. Too strong.
Then let's attack together.
Yes, that might work. Fine, let's make a bargain. You help us deal with these necromancers, and we'll lend you our maces. It would be an honor to fight on your side, Lord Marshal Arandir.
Likewise.
Of course. The more help we get, the better.
Perfect. We will not let you down.
Yes.
Building completed.
Yes?
Understood.
Look at that! Here!
They will fall.
Chance, you...
I understand.
Hot pesky.
That's it. They're done raising the undead.
Sounds like a plan.
As you want.
Will do.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. All right, then, let's get to it. All right, that should work.
What's next? Expansion is the key to victory. Expansion is the key to victory.
Need scouting? Chop chop, man.
We're being attacked!
All right, here goes nothing.
Whatever's necessary.
What do you require?
So much blood.
Building completed.
Yes?
I'm ready.
Huh?
Building completed.
Yes? We stand ready.
I ride with Hiran.
We're being attacked!
Yes?
Of course.
This will be a masterpiece. only take a second. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. Little time.
Just give the word.
It'll only take a second.
We're being attacked!
Commander. Attack! Now! We stand ready.
Just give the word. Let me see.
Well, well. So you're the ones Ralph was talking about. Who are you? Oh, you're definitely not with the Purity, that's for sure. I'd recognize that deluded look right across that bloody canyon.
Lord Marshal Angar Arendir.
Oh, so you're the King Regent. True, now I see it. Though you don't live up to the paintings, if I may say so. Then I suppose this is Tahar, the prodigal child. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. So, why are you and these mages here?
Simply put, because we want to make a difference. I'm Lena, second scholar of the Creators Guild. Or was, that is. I guess they crossed out my title after I left. So, why exactly are we here in Aenir's Blade? That's a story to fill books with, but I'll make it short. Because some of us were tired of sitting on our supposedly safe little island in Everlight and watching while mages are being slaughtered. A law which, by the way, you ratified, Lord Marshal Arendir.
I did what was necessary.
Yes, the universal excuse for everything, isn't it? We spent the past year helping wherever we could, but it was a misty war, so to speak. You couldn't tell your enemies from your allies. However, since the Kane has gone crazy, things got easier. So now we're fighting the Purity.
But why here, in Aenir's Blade?
Ever heard of Yura's Ring?
Help me out.
In the first battle with the Field Darg, there was a mage named, you guessed it, Yura. She is one of the main reasons why Io is still in one piece. She held the Field Darg at bay while the Guardians banished them. Of course, however, it cost her dearly. She gave her life for it. The ring, however, is still here, buried thousands of armwits beneath the sand. We're here to retrieve it.
How? It would take years to dig that deep.
Good thing we aren't planning to dig. In the past moons, I prepared a ritual. Telekinesis, if that strikes a chord. However, releasing that much magical energy is likely to wake up a whole lot of undead. In other words, we can't do the ritual without someone guarding us. Which brings me to my next question.
All right, then, let's get to it.
Assuming you manage to unearth that ring, what do you hope to get from it?
Sight. It is said to allow its wearer to sense other mages' auras, even from a distance. That could be an incredible asset in our fight. An ambush like the one on the Falcon's Fortress would never have happened.
You said some of us, so I'm guessing not the entire Creators Guild follows you.
Of course not. And I won't lie, that split was dramatic. You know, the Art Scholar and I were quite close. However, he thought getting involved in any way would risk the Creators Guild neutrality. And in a way, he was right. However, most mages agreed and left with me. Only a handful of students stayed. But let's not talk about this, shall we? That night isn't among my fondest memories.
Building completed.
Let me guess, you want our help?
Indeed. But I don't expect you to risk you and your men's lives for nothing. So let us make a bargain. If you help us retrieve the ring, I'll convince some of our mages to help you in your battle. Frankly, your army has the best chances of winning this war, and we could use help.
All right, then, let's get to it.
Sounds fair. What's your plan?
Actually, it's quite simple. We will teleport ourselves to the ritual grounds and await you there. All you need to do is to protect us while we cast the spell.
That's simple enough. All right, we'll meet you there.
Thank you.
So much to do, so little time.
We're being attacked!
We stand ready. Just give the word.
Caution. Got it.
That way?
I'll make it quick. I won't stand
Whatever's
a chance.
necessary.
We're being attacked!
I need help over here. I need help over here. Get ready.
They killed one of our heroes!
On your feet, sir. We're not done yet.
Good idea.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders. Building completed. Our workers are under attack.
Is there anything you need?
I'll
It
handle
will be
it.
bloody. I'll make it quick.
Building completed.
It's over already. For Northander!
Building completed.
Understood. For the Queen! It's over already.
Our workers are under attack.
I am ready.
Our workers are under attack.
I need help over here.
What do you want?
They killed one of our heroes.
Prepare yourselves.
I'll handle it. It's over already. You'll regret this.
I'll do what's required.
On your feet, sir. We're not done yet.
Yes. Did you say something?
Take a second.
Building completed.
Well then. That should work. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. This will be a masterpiece. So much to do, so little time. It will only take a second.
Huh?
All right, well then, let's get to it.
Commander?
Hmm?
Commander. I'm ready.
That should work. Well then. So much to do, so little time. Oh well. All right then, let's get to it. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. This will be a masterpiece.
We're being attacked!
Yes?
It will only take a second. Well then. All right then, let's get to it. This will be a masterpiece.
Yes?
That should work, so little time.
At your command.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. Well then. All right then, let's get to work.
Hmm?
Only take a second.
We're being attacked!
Take a second.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
Just give the word.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. So much to do, so little time.
We're being attacked!
So, what's the plan?
I understand.
All right, here goes nothing.
Take them down!
Our workers are under attack.
They will fall.
we go.
We're being attacked!
You read my mind.
Good thinking.
Building completed.
This will be a masterpiece. Will only take a second. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. That should work. Bloody rain.
Building completed.
What do you want? Good thinking.
Uh-huh.
We're being attacked!
So it'll only take a second.
Yes?
Chop
I'll
chop,
make it
man.
quick.
Let's get to work.
Whatever's necessary.
That should work.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
I'll have
All right.
that.
here
Building
goes nothing.
completed. We're being attacked!
So much to do, so little time.
Our smiths need more iron.
Alright then, let's get to it. That should work. Well then. So much to do, so little time.
Building completed.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. This.
We're being attacked!
What do you require?
Here we go.
As you wanted.
This will be a masterpiece.
We're being attacked!
They will fall.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
Sure.
I'll be swift.
All right, then, let's get to it.
Ah, the Queen!
It's over already.
Control. Need control.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Prepare yourselves. It will be bloody. Yes? Corporal?
That should work.
Our smiths need more iron.
All right, this will be a masterpiece. That should work.
Building completed.
Chop, chop, man.
So,
Let's
what's
get
the
to
plan?
work.
Building completed. Building completed.
So much to do, so little time. Well then. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work.
Commander, we've finished researching a new technology.
So much to do, so little time.
Commander, we've finished researching a new technology.
All right, then, let's get to it. Will only take a second. This will be a masterpiece. So little time.
We need to distill more aria. There's hardly anything left.
Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. Well then. Chop, chop, man. All right, then, let's get to it. So much to do, so little time.
Yes.
It'll only take a second. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. All right, then, let's get to it. Masterpiece. That should work.
We're being attacked!
Just give the word.
Our workers are under attack.
Chance.
Get ready!
Of course.
We're being attacked!
Yes?
I'll make it quick.
Our smiths need more iron.
What do we need?
So much blood.
Our smiths need more iron. We're being attacked!
I am ready.
We're being attacked!
Understood.
Our workers are under attack. We're being attacked!
What do you require?
Do you need medical attention? That should work. Building completed.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
We're being attacked!
That should work.
Our smiths need more iron.
This so to do. Be a masterpiece.
Our workers are under attack. We're being attacked! Our smiths need more iron.
Only take a second. All right, then, let's get to it.
Building completed.
I am ready.
You have a chance.
All right, give me a second.
Building completed.
What do you want?
We're being attacked! Building completed. Building completed. Building completed. We're being attacked!
Got it.
Building completed. We're being attacked!
It will
Fair
be
enough.
bloody.
Let's do this.
Building completed.
Prepare yourselves.
Building completed. We're being attacked!
I'll make it
All right,
quick.
here goes nothing. Get ready.
They won't stand a chance.
All right, give me a
We're
sec.
being attacked!
It will be bloody.
You got it.
Yes?
Building completed.
Let's do this.
We're being attacked! Building completed.
Corporal?
We're being attacked!
I'll make it
Whatever's
quick.
necessary.
It will be bloody.
Here we
Prepare
go.
yourselves.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
They
Get
will
ready.
fall.
We're being attacked!
All right, here goes nothing.
Good thinking. We could
We're
use
being
another-
attacked! We're being attacked! We're being attacked! We're being attacked!
This will be a masterpiece. Chop chop.
We're being attacked! Building completed. We're being attacked!
This will be a masterpiece. All right then, let's get to it. Chop chop, man.
Building completed. We're being attacked! Building completed. being attacked!
They won't stand a chance.
For Northander!
We're being attacked!
I understand.
I'll handle it!
Building completed.
Good thinking. We could use another...
We're being attacked!
Yes?
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 Chop, chop, man.
Control. Need control.
I'm ready.
I'll do what's required.
Alright then, let's get to it. Alright, that should work.
Our smiths need more iron.
So much to do, so little time.
Our provisions are running low. We need more food.
Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. Well, there's so much to do, so little time.
Building completed.
Only take a second. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. This and that, please. Let's get to it.
Our provisions are running low. We need more food. Building completed.
We stand ready.
Only take a second. Well then. This will be a masterpiece. Chop, chop, man. To do with so little time. This will be a masterpiece.
Building completed.
So much to do, so little time. Aye, that should work. Chop, chop, man. Let's get to work. This will be a masterpiece. That should work. Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
Building completed.
What do you require?
Building completed.
So much to do.
We're being attacked!
That should work.
Let the Taskmaster know if you need something, Corporal.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. Well then. Alright then, let's get to it. This is a masterpiece.
Building completed. Building completed.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work. Only take a second. Alright then, let's get to it.
Building completed.
Chop, man. Let's get to work. Alright then, let's get to it.
Building completed.
Yes?
Good idea.
All right, give me a
We're
second.
being attacked!
Corporal? I'll be swift.
Will do.
Are you injured? Building completed.
Yes?
Aye.
Building completed.
Yes? Ah!
She's ready to fire.
So much to do, so little time.
Understood.
Building completed.
Yes. Yes.
Is there anything you need?
Mm-hmm.
We're being attacked!